Hello everyone. We are discussing value-added core constitutional values in an Indian constitution. We have discussed unit first before. Now we were discussing unit second, which talks about formation of Indian constitution or constitutional values. We will on the wider sense we will talk about. So what is the importance? In it's widely talks about the human dignity and the fundamental principles. Human dignity is a cornerstone in constitutional governance. Respect for rights. Upholding human dignity ensures individual rights are honored, promotes equality. Recognition worth of every individual fosters equality. Constitutional recognition. Many constitutions protect human dignity as a core value. Ethical foundation. It guides just laws and decision balancing state powers. So furthermore, we'll be discussing rule of law. What is rule of law? Rule of law talks about the importance of law over the constitution, under the constitution actually. Equality before the law. Rule of law dictates that every individual, including government authority, is subject to the same level. Every person is same in the eyes of law, no one above the law. It ensures that no entity, regardless of position or authority, is exempt from legal obligations. So all are equally obliged to follow the legal obligations. Preventing arbitrary powers. Rule of law safeguards against the arbitrary use of power by holding all accountable under established laws. Implications of governance. First, it should be fair. It should not treat anybody regarding of their status or position, and it should prevent the discriminatory action and uphold the justice. Second is accountability. Government is accountable for the actions under established laws, and this prevents abuse of powers and corruptions. Predictability. Legal process are consistent and transparent. That's why individual can anticipate the outcomes of their action within the framework of the law. Sovereignty and limited government. So what is sovereignty? Sovereignty is supreme authority. A sovereignty signifies a state's highest and ultimate authority within its territorial boundaries. So a country or a state should have a proper highest authority within their boundaries, not out of their boundaries. Independence, and it should be independent and governed by their own self without any external interference. Application in governments. State autonomy. Sovereignty empowers the nation to make decisions regarding their internal and external affairs. International recognition. Recognition of state sovereignty by other nations is a key aspect of international relation. What is limited government? State power restraint and preventing abuse of authority. So what is state power restraint? It is limited government, ensure that the power of the state is confined by legal boundaries and protective mechanism. It should not be absolute, or there should be no unlimited, if I would say. So there would be a restraint on a power, and preventing use of authority, and the excessive power should not be oppress or exploit citizen by any means. Balancing state power. Respecting individual rights. Limited government preserves citizen rights by preventing outreach, overreach and infringement. Constitutional framework. A structural constitutional outline the extent of government autonomy, authority, providing a safeguard against potential tyranny. So separation of power of constitutional governments. There are three branches which plays a very vital role in the separation of power. First is executive branch, which is more responsible toward implementing and enforcing laws and headed by the president or prime minister of a country. Executive policies, manages all the administrative functions. If I give an example, in our country, IAS is an executive branch of our country. Legislative branch, all the ministers, all the political position holders, MLAs and MPs, responsible for making laws, of course, and comprises parliament, congress or similar bodies. Represent the interest of the people and approves budget. Third is judicial branch, responsible for interpreting laws and ensuring justice, comprise courts and judges and adjudicates disputes, upholds rights and ensures legal fairness. Federalism in constitutional government, distribution of authority. How federalism explains the distribution of power. First is power division, the between the central and state provincial government. हम लोग दो तरीके से divide करते हैं. Local autonomy, local entities can govern themselves with the central government handles national matters. Of course, we have a three types of. It is a more of a general aspect, but in our country we also follow federal type of government system. Maintaining unity, unified structure should be there, and constitutional balance should be maintained. For some examples of USA, India and Germany are given, and they have different type of federal system, but they have their own individual autonomy towards the national unity and federal structure. Safeguarding individual rights and constitutional protection. Importance of protecting individual rights. Fundamental rights are given, in which constitutional government safeguards citizens' fundamental rights. Those rights from the bedrock of a just and free society are made with an intention of making a just, justified and free society with the aspect. Freedom of speech and religion. In constitution protection ensures citizen can express opinions freely, and religious freedom allow individual to practice beliefs without discrimination. Equality before the law, which we have discussed in the rule of law also. We are all equal in the eyes of law and ensures the fairness and justice should be maintained. Prevents discrimination based on race, gender or other characteristics. Safeguarding individual rights, constitutional protection, harmony between right and order, guaranteeing freedoms. Constitutional governance guarantee individual liberty while preventing anarchy. Rights are protected with a framework of laws and responsibilities. Rights with responsibility. While enjoying rights, citizens have a duty to respect other rights as well. Balancing freedom with social harmony ensures a cohesive society. We live in a cohesive society where we should be balancing the freedom of any other person as well as ourselves also. Role of government. Government ensures rights are protected and provides mechanism for dispute resolution. Law enforcement maintains order without infringing on rights. In conclusion, if I talk about the principle of balance, constitutional government sets the stage for fairness and effective society. Guiding values, human dignity, rule of law, limited government, division of power shape this foundation. Right and protection, these principles ensures individual rights while preventing abuse. Structured governance, rule of law and limited government provide a structural framework. Efficiency and accountability, division of powers and limited government prevent power concentration and ensures accountability. In sum, constitutional governments ensures orders, respect rights and fosters democratic values. Thank you.